So this car does not have ABS, so it doesn't matter for us.
It has a magnetic side though.
But this is the new bearing, and one side is a light gray color for the grease seal, and another side is a dark brown color. One of those sides has magnets all built into it. You can't tell by looking at it, but what the manual said is you can take a paper clip and find out which side has the magnets, and that's the side that goes towards the ABS sensor. So you've got to pay attention to that when you're pressing it in. If you have ABS. We don't, so we don't care. There's the old hub, and as you can see, the bore is nice and clean. And what we really need to watch out for is that this lip right here is completely free of shale and any rust or any dirt or anything there, because if that's not completely clean, the bearing won't push in all the way, and it might be cocked a little bit on an angle, and or it might just simply not go in all the way. So anyway, you got to make sure that's really clean, and also the snap ring channel, you'll want that clean for when you put the snap ring in, and you can get a good look at it now with the bearing out. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, take this bearing, put it in there. Now if you have lots of time, you can take that hub and put it in the oven for like 100 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, leave it there for half an hour to heat up, and take the new bearing and throw it in the freezer. And if you do that, this thing will almost fall in by hand, but we're not going to wait. We're going to push it in. So you take the new bearing, set it in as squarely as you can, take an old bearing, put it on top of the new one, and then take a filler plate there, spacer, and just press that new bearing right in.
Very important to get it absolutely centered.
Get it as straight and centered and perpendicular to everything as you can. If not, and it starts to go in crooked, stop, bang it out, and straighten it. Because if it really goes in crooked, you're going to have a heck of a time with it. You can see it straightening up there, and now it's going in. This is a 20-ton shop press. You probably could do this with a 12-ton, but this is what's available, so that's what we're using. So now you don't even see the new one because it's pushed in. You're seeing the old bearing on top of it. We're going to continue to push until that press bottoms out.
Okay, we got to straighten this one. This is over too.
Okay. Yeah, you may press it for a bit and then have to adjust it just to keep the thing going straight. So, right, our new bearing was off center on our old bearing was off center on the new bearing, so we had to stop and reset it directly over the new bearing. That looks good. You want to make sure you don't damage the grease seal of the new bearing. That might be all of it. I'm just going to have a little look here. Take that out, take the old bearing out, flip it over, and you see the new bearing is flush. It's pretty close, pretty close. You want to make sure you check in the space.
Yeah, there's a bit of a gap right here.
Is there? Okay. Alright, well anyway, you can reset it and reposition the press and the old bearing on top of it to get the optimum angle there and press it in. You want to make sure it's bottomed out all the way into that collar.